Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel where I try to motivate and encourage you guys to clean and declutter your house on a daily basis. If you are new, welcome in. I'm Becca. I'm a wife and a mom to 5 kiddos. My husband and I live in Florida, and I've been on this adventurous ride of trying to make my home a better space for my family for the past, 6 years on YouTube. I post daily in my shorts, so check those out after this video and engage with this video. It helps out my channel. I will see you guys in the comments. Alright, so in today's video, I want to talk about 20 points that can help you declutter your home and live a more minimal lifestyle so that it can benefit your family and that you can achieve a lot more in a quicker time with your house. So here we go. Point number 1, clutter is delayed decisions. Most clutter isn't too much stuff, it's postponed choices. If you haven't decided where it goes, whether you love it or if you need it, it lingers. Decluttering is decision-making practice. Point number 2, you don't need a whole weekend. Decluttering in 10-minute bursts is so powerful. One drawer, one shelf, one surface. Remember, momentum over marathon cleaning days all day. Start with the easiest area. I always love to tell people to start in their junk drawer. Don't begin with the sentimental items or the big box of papers. Start with expired pantry food, the bathroom products, quick wins that build big confidence. Your home should serve you. If your stuff makes daily life harder, it is not serving you. Your home should feel supportive, not overwhelming. Decluttering isn't about minimalism. You don't need to have someone else's perfect system to make your home perfect. You don't need those extra bins to put the things away. You need to use what is serving you and keep what supports your real life, especially in a busy home. The would I buy it today question. If you saw it in the store right now, would you buy it again? If not, that's clarity, so get rid of it. Someday items quietly take up prime real estate. If you haven't used it in years, be honest about whatever it is that you're holding on to. Is that day really going to come? Do you have it marked on your calendars? Or is it just this reality that you want it someday to happen? So if that is what is going on, I would suggest you put it in your donation pile. Clutter equals mental noise. Visual clutter competes for your attention. A clear countertop can literally lower stress and decision fatigue. Create a donation box that lives in your home. Keep a permanent donation bin somewhere. When you notice something you're done with, it has an immediate place to go. I put this by my door and it's usually just a trash bag, and I just keep filling it through the week. We do not realize how much we are consuming, especially if you have young children. Declutter by category, not by room. Gather all of your shoes, all of your mugs, and all of your cleaning supplies together. Seeing the quantity changes your perspective immediately. So start with the one subject area. So grab your shoes, look at what you have, take inventory. Are you using all of those shoes, or what shoes haven't you worn in 2 or 3 years? Start by doing it this way instead of getting so overwhelmed by taking every single thing out of your cabinets. I promise you, this makes a big difference. 11. Clear surfaces first. Countertops, nightstands, and the entry tables make the biggest visual impact. Clearing them gives instant motivation. Organizing comes after decluttering. You can't organize excess. Containers do not solve the clutter, they just hide it. Release guilt items, gifts you didn't love, expensive mistakes, hobby supplies you never used. Keeping them doesn't remove the guilt, letting them go does. This one hits home for me, and I am the main homekeeper of the family. My husband goes out and makes some money for our family, and I stay home homeschooling our kids. Decluttering shouldn't fall on one person. Teach each kid that everything has a home. That way we can regularly edit what we own, and it teaches kids to be confident when they let go of things in their life, and it doesn't have to stay. When something new comes in, something leaves. This keeps accumulation from creeping back in. Don't declutter when you're emotional. Yikes, this is a big one. When grief hits, stress hits, or anger can lead to regret. Decluttering from a calm place is definitely key. Do not declutter out of anger. It will not turn out good. You will wonder where you put everything. You will miss items. Just try to find a calm space and a calm attitude and get to work. Another term I've heard that actually annoys me, people have called it rage cleaning. And it's just when you're so fed up with a mess that they call it rage cleaning. But I don't like that term, so we don't use that term. Sometimes life gets overwhelming and the messes will come, but we learn to navigate through it with grace and peace, because our family deserves grace and peace, just as God's given it to us. If it's just sitting untouched, ask yourself the question, why you're paying. You're paying in stress and space to store it. Isn't that a wild thought, that it might not be costing you money, but it's costing you money in terms of time and energy? Think about that. You don't need a color-coded closet. A functional, calm space is the goal, not Pinterest perfect. Clutter has a cost. It costs time, money, and energy. Simplicity gives you those things back. Think about those times that you've lost things simply because your house is so cluttered that you've had to rebuy things, or the time you've lost looking for an item. It's wild when you think of it in this way. Number 20, imagine your ideal morning. What would make your mornings go smoother? Less laundry, clear countertops. Start decluttering with that vision in mind. Go ahead and let me know if any of these numbers resonated with you. And if you remember the number, go ahead and put that in the comments below. And if you don't remember the number, but it just resonated with you, go ahead and put a me with a waving emoji. And I will see you guys in the comments. And I just want you guys to know, as if you can't already see it, I do not have my life together. I have certain areas of my life very well organized and in sync with reality, the reality we live, and life is beautiful through the mess. I have 5 children, so life is always busy and I'm always doing things, but there's so much love that grows in our home, and I hope that you can feel that as I share my life with you over here on the shorts or wherever you have seen my videos. Make sure you're subscribed and let me know how your decluttering journey is going in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Stay so motivated, so encouraged. Bye for now.
The leaves don't ask the trees why they fall. They just let go when they hear the call. Summer fades into amber skies. No one argues, no one denies. The ocean doesn't fight the tide. It rolls and softens, slips aside. Every wave that breaks on shore makes room for something more. We try to hold what slips away, but nothing here was built to stay. So hold with the waves when the waters rise. Ski with the snow under changing skies. Lead with the wind can't control. Each shifting sky reshapes the soul. So roll with the waves and the water's rise. Ski with the snow under silver skies. Dance in the rain, let your old fears go. Life keeps turning, it ebbs and flows. Every season has seeds to sow. The more that we live, the more that we know. And the more that we know, the more we're interested in how the whole thing unfolds. What if change isn't lost at all? What if winter's just a call to gather strength beneath the frost, to find what never could be lost? The tide will turn, the thaw will start. Every